Listen, dude, I'm done with it.
Dude, you've been done.
I'm still here.
For what? See. Why? Because you just want to be a asshole.
You're right.
Then why the would you be in this competition,
I'm here.
bone face?
Why do you look 50 and you're 24?
What? What did you say? Go yourself.
Would you rather have the brand new PS5 or a weekend with these three lovely ladies and you do anything you want with them?
Wait, anything with them?
Like anything.
A whole weekend?
A whole weekend.
Damn, but the PS5 though, like it just dropped.
I know.
Ah, damn, y'all beautiful though, but
Hold on, what'd you say?
PS5 or us?
Oh,
bro, y'all beautiful, but I had a PlayStation 4 for 4 years, but I need a PS5.
God. My nigga.
That all up in me at one time. Don't try to make me take all that dick at one time.
Slow and easy.
He said, don't worry. I wouldn't do that to you. I would not rush all this dick up in you at one time. I'm going to take it easy on you. She said, okay, I think I can take it. So he laid down. The nigga rushed all that dick up in her.
Jammed it into there.
Jammed and round.
Like Jam City.
All kind of dick up in that girl at one time.
Dang.
And took her breath some more.
A win is a win. A win is a win. I don't care what y'all say. A win is a win.
Thanks for all your help. Bye-bye, Tanja. Bye-bye.
I want to do it the right way and learn some of the unwritten rules.
That's why I was talking about the seminar, so that we can get players to come down there and bring their grievance, their problem, how to catch a hooker, what you do to be a boss player, what do I say to my wife when I decided that I wanted to be a true player and walk out on the family. We need a seminar so we can teach these guys, to give them the right understanding so they'll know, man.
I do this. See what I'm saying? Y'all see that spread? He is not gonna be able to take it. Okay now.
Shit, you most definitely got the wrong type of motherfucker in your life. Huh, shit, I don't do no folding. I fold that motherfucking mudroom tip off in you, baby. Huh? Shit, welcome you to this bull life. Shit, baby, I'm a bull. Huh? Started out like a motherfucker, baby. I'm a real bull. Shit. Be climbing off in your motherfucking ass. You be asking, baby, can you slow down? Can you stop, baby? I'm tired. Shit. No, baby. Huh? I done got full of them motherfucking blue balls. I'm energetic and I'm powered up like a motherfucking mudroom tip still stiff. Like a dog. Beat your motherfucking back out, baby. Will I wear you out to my... Shit, fold what? Fold this motherfucking mudroom tip in your back to the back of your neck. Press up. Yeah. Shit, throw that ass back.
He ain't lying.
I done been abused, I done been homeless, I done been broke. I done been up, I done been back broke, I've been put out by my family, I've slept in my car, I've done jobs that I had to drive 2.5 hours away for just to be able to make ends meet. I've been almost evicted, I've gotten a repo. I done been through the ringer, okay? I got 3 kids by the time I was 18. Like, baby, I done been through it. So a person sitting in my face complaining about something they have complete control over will never sit well with me. I'm not the person. I'm telling you, I'm not the person. I get on here every day and I say the things that I say because I was once seriously misguided. And I feel like when you don't have the proper guidance growing up, you tend to do things that you wouldn't normally do if you had the proper guidance. So I make sure I share my experiences and I tell what it is that I've learned from my experiences. So a person who don't try to fix their circumstances or do nothing different with their life can't sit in my face and complain to me about nothing. I done been there. I done been through a lot. So when I sit and I tell you, I have no sympathy for a person who can sit and complain about their situation and do nothing to change it. I have nothing for you, baby. I have nothing. What we really talking about right now?
I want to do it the right way and learn some of the unwritten rules.
That's why I was talking about the seminar, so that we can get players to come down there and bring their grievance, their problem, how to catch a hooker, what you do to be a boss player, what do I say to my wife when I decided that I wanted to be a true player and walk out on the family. We need a seminar so we can teach these guys to give them the right understanding so they'll know, man.
Yo. What's up, y'all? It's Cali West, and I do thank y'all for tuning in to another episode. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you're feeling this shit on a late night. Shout out to my boy Monk Dan. He came through, showing us some love tonight, here on, Jam City. New Jam City crew in the building. You know what? It's a little dark up in here. Let's turn it up some. There we go. That's much better. You know what they say? Whatever's in the dark will come to light. You dig? Now, of course, Monk Dan says, right on time. Yes, sir. He says, PS5 or us. He says, don't try to make me take that, all that. He said, damn. Don't worry. Bye, Tanja. Goodbye. You're a wild boy. Man, he says, Jam City Crew Replay Gang. Please accept my small donation. Hey, yo, man, no donations ever that's ever small enough. You dig? I appreciate you.
My nigga.
I appreciate that, man. For real. Hey, man, every little counts, man. Every little counts. I appreciate that, G. He said, Miss Honey been through the ringer. Right. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? I would take her down, but you know what I'm saying? Look at all the problems that she be going through. See? So that's what I'm saying. Like, I guess that's one of the things about dealing with these chicks. It's like she fine. I ain't gonna lie. I think she's a very good looking woman. You know what I'm saying? The only thing is that, you know what I'm saying, she been through a lot. You know what I'm saying? She got a lot of demons in her past and stuff. She already done came post. You know what I'm saying? She post loved, post, you know what I'm saying, post graped, post, broken hearted, post everything. You feel me? And then she's gonna expect you to provide and protect for her and her 3 kids, bruh.
Emotional damage.
Yeah. These hoes crazy. Now, with that being said, speaking about these hoes crazy, Do y'all remember that video that I played a couple times last week? And a matter of fact, we even had a special about it when I was talking about I forgot who I was mentioning, but we talked about this video a couple times last week, and it looked like we're gonna have to talk about it again tonight. But essentially, this chick was complaining. I think her name is Dana Dane. I actually never knew her name, but I've seen her all the time. A little cute little Asian-eyed black sister. You feel me? And what's crazy is she's usually an advocate for the bros. She's the one who tells women how it is and stuff like that. She's like one of those type, right? But we all know with women like that, you always gotta watch them because usually something pisses them off or gets them upset. What they're gonna do is they're always gonna go back to their default setting. Check this out.
At my age didn't come from bad decision making, stupid. It came from me never finding the man that I wanted to be with. I don't know in what delusional world y'all men live in where you think that it was all of these wonderful, great men running around when we was in our 20s and we just passed up on all of these great guys. The attractive men when we were in our 20s were doing what attractive men do, which is be players, talk to a whole bunch of different women, and never want to settle down. You do understand that, right? So given that the attractive men in their 20s didn't want to settle down, that left us with ugly dudes with kids, and dudes who didn't have themselves together. It's the same thing now that I'm older. The options didn't go from good to bad. It went from bad to worse, right? Now, instead of dudes just having kids, they got kids and grandchildren. And if you think some of them was unattractive back then, add on now the fact that some of them is out of shape, they ain't got no hairline, and they missing side teeth. They wasn't financially stable in their 20s, and a lot of them still ain't financially stable. Some of them still paying child support from the same babies that they was having when they was in their 20s. Y'all got to start being for real. These podcast lies that all of these men was going to get older and they was just going to become these rich men, that didn't happen for most of them. Sorry. A lot of the men in their 20s who was doing all that settling down and getting married were undesirable men. Men on the verge of losing their hairlines. Men who didn't have no bunch of options of women to choose from in the first place. That's the reason why it was so easy for them to settle down. And just like anything else, there's always going to be exceptions to the rule. And I'm sure some women got lucky and they were able to find desirable men to settle down with in their 20s. But the exceptions don't make the rule. And I'd argue how many of those women and men are still married to this day. How many of those marriages actually lasted? Shout out to the ones that did. I know how y'all like to rewrite history and pretend as if it was all of these wonderful, great men for us to choose from in our 20s. And we just wanted to be outside and we wanted to party with our girls and we didn't want to settle down. That's not what was happening. The options weren't there back then. And you're still in the same position. The dudes who older, who are still desirable, they still don't want to settle down. Nothing changes. Nothing changes. It just gets worse. That's the part you're missing. So there's nothing that I can warn the younger girls about except letting them know that if you think it's bad now, it's gonna get worse.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
Oh. Who are these niggas?
I cried laughing when I read it.
You know what I'm saying? like, we need to stay away from these niggas.
So, I gotta read these super chats before we go any further because it's gonna get good. Monk Dan says, I'm still catching up. Hey, just go ahead and shit. Hey, it's all good. Just go ahead and binge watch it. Just play it in the background while you're cleaning up or while you getting ready for your podcast, you know what I'm saying, tomorrow or whatever. You know what I'm saying? All my shows is about an hour. And trust me, you could go through it really, 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 really quick. You feel me? He sent some skits, those little memes and stuff that you might like and you might want to grab and use for your show. So go ahead. Now he also says replay gang behind on the streams. It'd be like that. Shout out to RPG replay gang. Now, of course, Monk Dan says, where is she in the equation? He says, what's her story? Well, I'm glad that you asked, my brother. I'm glad that you asked. Because when I try to do the research myself, it was a little bit difficult to find. Because like I said, I've seen her a million times. She's been featured on the Cali West Miami show, even previously before herself. So she's, I just never knew her name and I didn't follow her like that. But I'm glad that you asked that because you asking a very good, you're asking a very pragmatic question because, saying, because we're right, we're righteous fear men here. We look at things pragmatically. You feel me? Before we just, start bashing people or, say anything bad about somebody, we really just look at the whole situation. Now, with that being said, what's today's date? The 20. Okay. Oh, here we go. So the $1 million question was, how does she fit in this equation? We're gonna find out. And my boy Monk Dan says, shout out to my boy XL Pro. Like, comment, and subscribe. Yeah, salute to XL Pro. Hey, we do blue collar work. So, what I'm saying, he got to be up in the morning and stuff like that. So, and he be doing the Lord's work on these social media, YouTube streets. So, salute to him. I know he'll catch up on the replay. So salute to XL Pro. Yeah, man. Please like, share, and subscribe. Also, you can always hit me up on you can also follow me on Twitter at Cali West at x.com/Cali West Miami. Now with that being said, let's get to old girl situation. Because I'm glad that you asked, what's her story? We're gonna get to that right now. Once I find it. Uh-oh. Now I know why I can't find it. Okay. Give me a second.
I want to do it the right way and learn some of the unwritten rules.
That's why I was talking about the seminar, so that we can get players to come down there and bring their grievance, their problem, how to catch a hooker, what you do to be a boss player, what do I say to my wife when I decided that I wanted to be a true player and walk out on the family. We need a seminar so we can teach these guys to give them the right understanding so they'll know, man.
I was wondering why I was going crazy. That's because, I didn't load up the video. So, give myself the buzzer for that.
Emotional damage.
Bullshit. We got Dontre Thomas, aka Dontre the Misfit. Is that the illest ninja in Nebraska? Salute. Thanks for coming in, my G.
My nigga.
The Righteous Fear is real. We got, we got all the Righteous Fear members coming in, checking out the video. No doubt, no doubt. And then we also have Hashim Shabazz coming through. Salute. You know what I'm saying? My favorite, my favorite Islamic brother with the, you know what I'm saying? Hey, he coming through. Showing love, salute. I appreciate you for tuning in, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate all the love from
my nigga.
Now, yeah, man, y'all appreciate all y'all boys coming in because you know what? It's about to get really, really good now. Now that everybody's in here and Monk Dan asked the important question, says, how does she fit in this equation? Well, I'm glad that you asked because let's show how she fits in the equation right here, right now. Hey, yo, we're going to do it live. We're going to do it live. All right? I'll write it, and we're going to do it live. I can't wait to show y'all this. I can't wait. I almost took tonight off, too. But once I seen this, I was like, nah, time to go back to work. No days off.
Yes, real fat. Real fat, right?
Oh, you know what? I set up the surprise a little. I didn't set up the surprise right. Here it is. Hold up. Here we go.
Being single at my age didn't come from bad decision making, stupid.
Mind y'all, fellas, this woman gets online, talks all that shit about herself and other women and sometimes other men, and she used to look like this. Like, remember how in this video when she said that back in her 20s, right, all the men were players and there were no good men to pick from? They wasn't picking you anyway, sis, in your 20s, because in your 20s, you was big as a fucking house. You know, she talks about that nowadays men are ugly, or they got kids, or they don't got themselves together. You're saying all this shit now because you allegedly have all your shit together. But I know how you used to look. You see what I'm saying? And mind you, this is coming from the same woman that talks about how she's single by choice, she's celibate, aka I got ran through in my 20s, and now that I'm online, I want to be an online figure, I'm going to get up here and say I'm not dealing with men. Even though I seen you falling over B. Nard, whatever that nigga's name is, and Anthony Joshua. Those are the same type of men that right now, if they hop in your DMs, you're going, right? But you'll get online talking about how, nah, you ain't dating, you ain't dealing with men. So why do you get on here lying all the time to kick it? Why do you gotta lie to kick it? My whole...
Oh! Who are these niggas?
I cried laughing when I read it.
You know what I'm saying? like, we need to stay away from these niggas.
This is a sick Negro.
See, I told y'all boys. See, here's the thing. I told y'all boys that something wasn't adding up about her story. I said, one, she claimed that there was no good men then. But do you think that she was a virgin? Do you not think that she was fucking? And then two, so she was fucking. Obviously, she found someone good enough. I said, obviously, she wasn't good enough for them for some reason. I thought it was because maybe she cheated on Chad and Tyrone or cheated with Pookie or something like that. Ray. No, she was just a big chick. She was just a jump off, essentially. That's what it was. But the thing is that dudes wasn't checking for her then. And guess what? Now, yes, she is attractive. But here's the thing. She is attractive. But I noticed that she tends to hide her body a lot. And when you're someone at that size, you're going to have a lot of marks and a lot of scars. And I mean, even if you do get, even if you go to get plastic surgery, you're going to have a lot of scars and a lot of things that's not going to be as attractive as if you really truly lost the weight on your own. She probably had a lap band surgery. She claimed she was working out, but that's probably lap band surgery. With that being said, let me read the comments real quick because y'all boys have been supporting and I appreciate the engagement. Dontre says, just share to my page. What did you share to the page? He said, you should have played my Dana Dane video. I didn't even know you had a Dana Dane video, but we could check it out. We could do it live. Monk Dan says, sheesh, she had that precious body. Hey, saggy skin. Man, yo. Man. Yeah. Yo. She might have been more, she might have not even been as bad as Precious, but she was probably bigger than Precious, if that makes any sense. Like, because Precious is kind of, I'm not going to say anything to get myself in trouble, but, like, I don't know, man. I think if Precious was to even lose the weight, I don't know, man. I think she'll still be kind of oddly shaped. I mean, based off of what I've seen on Precious, I could be wrong. I don't know. And I didn't really watch Precious all the way through. Now, with that being said, Dantra said he got a video. Okay, you know what? We can check it out. We can check it out live real quick if you got a video. Hold up. Okay. Computer 2 acting up. Well, I'm glad I got computer 1 for fun. All right, let's look at Dantre's account. He says he got a video about Dana Dane. Let's check it out. I'm down to check it out. I got time, cuz. Let's see here. Okay. All right, let's see here. Oh, I appreciate you sharing the video. Oh, you shared my video that we're doing now. Damn. I'm trying to heart it, but it won't let me. Okay, it's all good. Let's see the video. When did you post the video about Dana Dane? Because I'm looking at your thing now. I don't. Hold on. Let me look at the Uh-oh. Let's see here. Let's see something. I should just be able to just go to your videos instead of trying to go through your post for the day, right? Yeah, reels. Is it a reel? Let me see. Is it a reel? Oh, I found it. Okay. Decent little views too. Let's check this out. I think I got it. Let's see here. Share screen. Fake book.
It's like acquiring a bunch of degrees, but then going out and trying to find a job, and none of the jobs are in the fields that you have a degree in, and all of the jobs that you're finding, you're overqualified for.
Or how about this, Dana? How about the people that you want just don't want you? Or the consumers are not buying what you're selling. Maybe you overvalue yourself. If you're saying that the only thing that we can do is opt out of the market and not have any intimate experience with the opposite sex or with someone that we can deem to be our significant other because we're just too good or we're too overqualified. No, maybe you are overvaluing yourself. That is some egotistical, narcissistic shit.
My nigga.
You ain't raggedy enough for this dating scene. Sometimes that's...
Yo, salute to Don Trey. Check him out. Yo, salute. Check out my boy Don Trey, the Misfit, on YouTube and IG and Facebook and on TikTok too. So check him out. I mean, it's funny you say that because great minds think alike. Because essentially, that was what I essentially told, my viewers last week. Essentially, around the same lines. As a matter of fact, it's funny because I actually responded to her first video that she first posted as well. I think it did kind of all right on TikTok and on Instagram. Let's see here. Oh yeah, because it was one of my most recent videos. Oh no, here it is.
Single at my age didn't come from bad decision making, stupid. It came from me never finding the man that I wanted to be with. I don't know in what delusional world y'all men live in where you think that it was all of these wonderful, great men running around when we was in our 20s and we just passed up on all of these great guys. The attractive men when we were in our 20s were doing what attractive men do, which is be players, talk to a whole bunch of different women, and never want to settle down. You do understand that, right? So given that the attractive men in their 20s didn't want to settle down, that left us with ugly dudes, dudes with kids, and dudes who didn't have themselves together. It's the same thing now that I'm older.
I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch.
It's everyone's fault but hers. Why she's not in a relationship.
Shut up, bitch.
Now, what's crazy is the fact that she claims that there wasn't no good men back then. But do you think that this woman or this young lady, do you think that she hasn't been fucking the whole time? That's what's kind of crazy is that, you know, you got to watch the truth and the lies, because she says that there wasn't that much great men back then, and the guys who are attracted back then are not trying to settle down now. Then it's what that means is that even though these quote unquote attractive men don't want to get with her back then, she's still looking forward to go get with those guys now. That's actually why black men have actually said, fuck dating black women. You know, hey, you know, not so much that black men hate black women, but black men have realized if they only date only black women, then they're going to either end up with dating frustration or a dry dick. So black men have learned to say, you know what? I'm going to get my passport. Maybe I'll leave the country. See what else is going on. Maybe I'll leave the state. Maybe I'll leave Little Rock, Arkansas. Maybe I'll leave, you know, Inglewood. Maybe I'll leave Philadelphia, you know, for a different atmosphere.
Single at my age.
So, yo. You know what's crazy? Everybody's holding the line, and I appreciate Dante Thomas for checking in, and I appreciate him actually showing his video, or letting us show his video and his perspective. He said bigger than Lizzo, you should see her face. And he says, thank you. And then Monk Dan says, how old is she? She about late 20s, maybe 30 now. Gotta be now. Dante says, good take. I appreciate you. He says, not Little Rock. I'm just saying, like, hey, anywhere, somewhere where you can't really expand your horizons. If you live in California, I mean, if you have a car in California, you could almost venture out, especially if you have a few ducats in your pocket, you dig? But like if you're in places like Arkansas, like Little Rock, Arkansas, you're better off moving across the rivers in Memphis, Tennessee. But even though Memphis is the hood, you know, get your money up, you know, get to a different place. And, you know, if it means, you know, if you're having a problem getting with a certain type of female. Because I have to be honest with you, yo, if honestly, I've even told myself that if I wanted to go get with a chick for real seriously, I probably wouldn't find one in Miami. I probably had to go back to California. But, you know, whatever's clever, you feel me? Dante says, no, she's in her late 30s. She must be. I would not doubt that she's in her late 30s. She has a youthful look, but I wouldn't doubt that she's in her late 30s. Dante Thomas says, I hate Arkansas. Hey, who you telling? Check this out. When I went to Memphis, you know, I went around Memphis and stuff like that, and I was going to drive across that bridge and go to Little Rock, Arkansas. But when I went on Google and I was looking at Little Rock, Arkansas, they had like one strip club, and it was like not many hotels, motels was really there. It was like, man, I didn't really want to go over there and get in trouble with them, you know what I'm saying, with them cops over there. So I was like, you know what? Let me just stay where I'm at, right in Memphis. I was going to just cross the river just because, you know, I like traveling. I like seeing new places. Nothing necessarily has to be popular for me to go. But when I looked and there was like only one strip club, I was like, nah, never mind. P. Francis come through, says, what up, chat? What up, Kelly? Anyone else dealing with the snowstorm? Man, P. Francis, I always kind of thought you was in Florida. I'm not doing any. I mean, I know it is kind of a little windy out here, and it look a little bit, you know, wants to sprinkle in Miami. Oh, and by the way, salute to P. Francis for showing love on the Cash app, bruh. Salute, G.
My nigga.
Bless your heart, brother. Bless your heart, man. For real, for real. Free agent lifestyle for life. Oh, he then says, Dontre then says Pine Bluff. Oh, shit. Pine Bluff. I remember that movie that they made about that. P. Francis says, if you saw the HBO special Gang Bang in Little Rock, then you know. Yeah, Bang in Little Rock. Yes. Oh, okay. So that means just don't take my ass over there. I ain't missing nothing. He said, nah, NYC. All right. Well, big up to my brothers in the boroughs. Monk Dan says, you like to travel. Wyoming and Montana are awesome places. Yeah, I don't mind going to little places. It don't unless it have to be all popping, man. I just like to kind of just say that I've been there. You feel me? I don't know if I ever get to Wyoming and Montana. What's in Wyoming and Montana? Because the Grand Canyon is in Colorado. That's the thing too. Unless it's like a fire reason, I probably wouldn't just go there. You know what I'm saying? Like, Oh, Yellowstone. Okay. Right. Yellowstone, white women. Well, shit. Right. Oh, okay. Certain type of white women, because remember, I'm from California. Like, I'm not saying I don't like white women. I still do. But, I'm kind of used to white women. I went to high school in Los Angeles and elementary and junior high. I don't know. I'm not saying I don't want some white girls, but I need to either get my more of my money up. But I already done had all the straggle white girls. I'm full to the brim of a basic white girl poom poom. I'm trying to get some baddie white girl poom poom. And that's gonna mean I'm gonna have to step my game up, boss up, and get more motherfucking money. Monk Dan says snowy mountains. Okay. Snowy mountains. Like I said, if it's for work or something like that, I probably get out to a place like that. But other than that, you know what I'm saying? I can't honestly say that I probably will make it, but I'll try. Hey, you never know. You dig? But yeah. But back to old girl though, man. She actually has a video where she's talking, where she basically, I guess when everybody found out that she was, when she was Godzilla size, she now has something to say.
Yes, real fat, right? Did that all on my own, eating good and not exercising. I did that. You know what I also did when I decided that I didn't want to be fat no more? I got in that gym on my own. I got in that kitchen and cooked that food and ate healthy on my own. No surgery, no help, no shot, no nothing. Just me, God, in that gym. Remember, anytime you want to post my fat pictures, remember I gave those pictures to you. Nobody snapped those pictures off guard. Nobody posted those pictures to the internet without my permission. I put those pictures on the internet. It was one of the first videos that I had go viral on TikTok was my before and afters because it was so shocking. How could somebody make a transformation like that without no surgery, without no help? Because that's who I am. When I'm dedicated to doing something, I get stuff done. I know how much your ugly, big megamind head would love to push the idea that I was just fat the whole time, but anybody who's actually followed my platform for years know how the story goes, which is that I was thick with a nice shape initially, and I was being over-sexualized by men. But I was having my way. I was having my way out here. Men were treating me extremely well, right? Because they wanted to sleep with me, but they never got a chance to because I would finesse them, right? I would get what I wanted and I would go. These stories, all of these stories have been told on my page. Anybody who truly pays attention to my platform have heard all of this before. But eventually, all of that got old, right? I didn't want to play them games no more. I was tired of being over-sexualized. The men wasn't trying to be serious. A lot of them had records. A lot of them had kids. A lot of them was ugly like you, and they ain't had nothing going for themselves, and they was broke like you, right? And so I quit dating. The same way I quit dating right now, I quit dating back then. And that's when I put on the weight, when I stopped dating. So when I was going through that transition of being fat, I wasn't dating. So nobody was running through me ugly. But men who got mamas as hoes will never understand the idea of women having standards and not sleeping around. I done said that before. The way you watched your mama get whored out, ain't no way you can believe that there's decent women. I understand that. And that part, I empathize with you. Because I can't imagine having a slut as a mama and then having to rationalize the fact that all women are not like your mama. Now let's keep in mind, you're talking about weight that was over a decade ago, right? So eventually I got tired of being fat and I lost the weight. After losing weight, my body just reverted back to like it was before I gained the weight. And now I'm just shapely like I was before. The strangest thing about all of this is that you're saying that I had issues with men, but I've never said I had issues with men. I've quite literally got on this app and talked and bragged about how well I've been treated by men throughout my whole life. Big, small, it doesn't matter. Men have always treated me well. So I'm confused at where you're getting this information that men treated me bad. And why you would be trying to put that information on men when I've never said it. Like I said, I've always had my way when it came to dating. I've always been able to get men that I thought was attractive. Because that's the other weird thing. Y'all are always concerned about when I say I want attractive men, you don't know who I think is attractive. So that already is weird in itself that you would be telling me what I can and can't get when you don't actually know what I think is attractive. But again, I've never had an issue getting men that I find to be attractive. All I said was that they had kids. I never said they was bad men. Never said they would treat me bad. Never said anything negative about them besides the fact that they got kids and I don't want a man with kids. But the way y'all keep grabbing at air, trying to add on these extra things that I've never said, let it go. But if the best y'all can do is every 6 months pulling my fat pictures because you ain't got nothing else on me, I've lived a good life. And like my mama said, live a life you can be proud of. And I've lived a life that I can be proud of so much that there's no way that you can take something.
Silence, you funny fool! I've had it with your whining and bumbling.
Okay, yeah. Whatever, bitch. Oh, I forgot. I was trying not to curse. I do want to say this much. I guess she's talking about old boy who posted that video of her fat people, people's pictures or whatever, right? You know, I think that's really, really odd is that when people overtalk, you know, when they just keep, you know, when someone like this who just keeps on, you know, she's obviously talking herself in circles, right? Because she said that she didn't say anything negative. She didn't say anything negative. But we all know that to be false, right? Because look, remember what she said in the beginning? Look, she said nothing negative, right?
Stupid. It came from me never finding the man that I wanted to be with. I don't know in what delusional world y'all men live in where you think that it was all of these wonderful, great men running around when we was in our 20s and we just passed up on all of these great guys. The attractive men when we were in our 20s were doing what attractive men do, which is be players, talk to a whole bunch of different women, and never want to settle down.
That's negative.
You do understand that, right? So given that
that's negative. She's using that as an excuse for why she didn't get with these attractive men, right? They had, you know, they had other women, you know what I'm saying? They had players, there was, you know, there were players, they were sleeping around with other women. Oh, and then they were talking to a bunch of women. That's what she said, right? And listen, let's continue.
Attractive men in their 20s didn't want to settle down, that left us with ugly dudes, dudes with kids, and dudes who didn't have themselves together.
She did say more than just having kids and just leaving them with just the dudes. She said that the dudes that were attractive did not want to settle down. So how did she get treated well by these guys, supposedly? Like, see, when you let people talk long enough, the truth will always come out within the lies every time. Because that's the thing about women. They'll lie to you, but then, you know, little bits of truth will come out. A little bit, you know, here and there. Here and there. And what's crazy is I just find it amazing how, because people pull up her fat people pictures, she gets super defensive. You know why she's super defensive? I'm gonna tell y'all why she's super defensive, y'all. The reason why she's super defensive is because she's still that fat girl in her mind, in her heart. She's still that fat girl. Look, she's so much that fat girl that she claims that she flaunts her body, her shapely body. But guess what? Do we see her? I want to see her in a bikini. I want to see her in a two-piece because y'all could go. I mean, this is mostly dudes on here, so I know the dudes ain't trying to see your boy Cali with no shirt off. But I at least got a couple of shirtless pictures of me. You feel me? And I'm not even really totally in shape. I definitely need to get in shape. But I got a couple of shirtless pictures around in the internet, running around here. At least on my IG or somewhere on my Facebook or something. And guess what? I'm not so conscious of my body. But guess what? She's so conscious of hers. She lost all that weight. And she's still wearing clothes that does not show her body. Let's see your arms. Let's see your legs. Let's see what's going on with your waist. Let's see what's going on with that. Because that's what anyone could wear some form-fitting clothes and try to pass it off as if they're in shape. And then she's lying too. She's talking about how she didn't she's claiming that she didn't get under the knife. She definitely went under the knife. For that dramatic weight loss and the fact that she's not showing her body, she definitely went under the knife. Because that's one thing. If she was to truly get it in shape, she would probably be muscular. Okay? But no one's gonna go from an extreme. Dude, that chick had to be, from when I was looking at in that picture, y'all, she has to at least be 500 to 600 pounds. She was probably 600 pounds, bro. There's no way you could be 500 to 600 pounds and then just be snatched like that. There's no way possible. No way in hell. Now, Monk Dan says, okay, you lose weight. Did you get a man? We already know the answer to that. We already know the answer to that.
Nope. Nope.
Negative. Now, Laura ECU comes through. She says, pretty lady. Well, here's the thing. For what it's worth, she is pretty. I mean, I never ever said that she was not pretty. She has a pretty face. She has pretty face. Yeah, nice features, like I said, she is pretty for what it's worth. She is pretty, but I need to see her body though to make a determination about, whether she's the full package or not. And here's another too. There's a lot of pretty women walking around here. Laura, you're pretty. There's a lot of pretty women walking around here, but she got a fucking badass attitude. Like, you know what's crazy? What's crazy is when someone. Here's the thing. That's the thing. That's one thing that I tell my guys here to kind of be careful about women, especially women who, I hate to say this, but I know there's some women who are of intelligent thinking like you, Laura. The only thing is that, men, we still have to understand that women are still women. So even though, women could be very, great people and, and stuff like that, there are times that women tend to still go back to default settings like women. Men, we have our own things as well, but we're talking about women here for a moment. All someone had to do was just say, well, you didn't make the right choices. Are you wanting the younger ladies to make the right choices? And that sent her over the top. She was the one who's the correct woman and stuff like that. Now, at this point, she's almost literally, well, I mean, women's still going to watch her, but I'm sure a lot of men used to watch her, and a lot of men are not going to watch her now because of the fact that she's dividing her audience. Now, Monk Dan says, sheesh, 500 to 600 pounds is heavy. Yo, I mean, I wish I had the really before picture, but remember when I was playing the video earlier? Look, like we couldn't really see it, but dude.
It's the same thing now that I'm older. The options didn't go from good.
Hold up. Like, yo, bigger than the house. Hold up. Oh. Oh, here we go. Like, I wish there was a full picture. And I'm sure I could find it, but I ain't about to go dig that all up right now. But yo, look. She's definitely 500 to 600 pounds, bruh. Look at her, bruh. Big. I mean, and like, I'm just describing her. I'm not taking shots at her. Yes, 500 to 600. Look, that is a 600-pound woman, bro. P. Francis says, unless she was a contestant on the Biggest Loser show. Right. He said, then she ain't losing 500 pounds that quickly, naturally. Exactly. Hence why she's always covered up. You never see her arms. You never see her chest. You never see her stomach. You never see her legs because she's hiding it because she's subconscious about all the cottage cheese and the scars that she's hiding. I mean, I'm not trying to take shots at her or nothing like that because, like I said, she is a cute or attractive woman, but but when she started talking crazy ass shit is when we just had to just be honest about what we talk about here.
It's really him. It's really him. You're a victim. Here we go, CSI.
So, it kind of is what it is, but hey, we're going to point out the truth. He said, of course, she was white. Yeah. He said, of course, she was white. Man. Yeah, man. I mean, it's like she has a pretty good following on TikTok, and I'm sure that she's probably still going to have a following on TikTok. But, all the men who supported her or some of the men who supported her probably going to have to kind of look at her differently. I know I look at her differently because of the fact that I always kind of took her as, someone who's a little bit of higher thinking. But, like, they always go back to the default setting. All someone has to do is just set her off. At this point, she just alienated all the black men who follow her and like her. Because, like I said, I even kind of liked her. Not even so much that, because, she has a cute face. But because, we liked it what she said and she had a cute face. And I was under the impression that she was kind of on a little bit on a mixed side, which she could be because she has very Asiatic eyes. But she's definitely rocking some weaves, some wigs. Wigs and weaves. Typical. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see here. Like I said, I wasn't even planning to stay on that long tonight, but but see, when we hear women like that, say things, like shitting on brothers, this is why we don't want to fall on the sword for a woman. You feel me? Now, with that being said, I do want to play a couple of skits that I thought I was actually not skits, but a couple of clips where this chick from the UK, she complaining about men not going. She's complaining about men not taking the next step forward. Check this out.
Rate men that are in their 30s, late 30s or 40s and still out there. Like, you live life once. Like, stop. When you're a child or a teenager, that's your time to fuck bare gal and go through gal and be amazed by bums and tits and stuff. But when it's time to be a man, find a wife. Settle down, someone that you can depend on, someone that you can lean on, a strong woman that's gonna uphold. And it's not to have that strong woman there to break her heart or to mess her about or have her there and you're still fucking about. Like, it's not fair. No one deserves that sort of pain. So it's like, be better. If you're never gonna change, who are you gonna change for? Like, who are you actually gonna change for? Because if you're not changing for that girl and this girl and that girl and this girl, and then you actually get a strong girl that comes along, she actually has all the qualities, really, whether she's annoying or whatever, but she has all the qualities. Why not try and change? Like, why not? What are you waiting for? what are you waiting for? A girl to come along and be exactly like you? Because there's a lot of broken people out there and there's a lot of broken men. And I feel like if you're not willing to try and change that, and you've been told time and time again from loads of different people that you have certain ways, when is the time that you're going to wake up and say, do you know what? We only live life once. Let me actually change. Let me be this person's hero. Let me be their prince. Let me be their king. You know? Yeah. Life is lifing for people, and life is... do you get it? But, guys, only you can make your life better. No one else can do it for you. And if you're out there and you're like thinking, oh, well, I'm only 29 or I'm only 30, you're basically in your 30s. Like, start early while you can, you know? Stop making excuses.
I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch.
Yeah. See, they always want the brother man, whether he's from the UK or in America, to fall on the sword now, because now she's ready to settle down. But here's the thing. When she was 18, 19, 20, 21, and she was, not saying that she's not an attractive woman, but when she was young and hot and tight and stuff like that, she wasn't trying to settle down. But guess what? Now that life is lifing, we know the economy is bad. Plus, even the women who don't want 50-50, when they're paying 100% of these bills, 50-50 almost sound like winning the lottery for them right now.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
This man who's to say, you know what, I'm just going to live in my 1-2 bedroom apartment or my single, my efficiency, and just ride it out and, not take on any extra baggage. You feel me?
But shh, don't tell nobody.
Fellas, hold the line. Now, there's this other chick from the UK, and she's talking shit about men, but it's still funny. Check this out.
You at home with the family, feeding the kids. I told you they was gonna get you. I told look, I'm outside. You see where I'm at. You see where I'm at, bro. I'm having a good old time. I'll settle down. I'll settle down when I'm ready to settle down, man. I'm only 37 years old. Like, I'll settle down when I'm ready. But you see how your Saturday look, you see how my Saturday look. Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. What? Oh no, I'm just updating my dating app. Yeah, man. I'm trying to, see. I'm trying to see what's around me, what's in town. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you want to see it? Yeah. What you mean why my dating max is 25 years old? I ain't trying to be with no washed up woman, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't trying to have no woman with 3, 4, 5 kids and nah, 35. When after 30, man, you can't tell them nothing. They hard headed. They know they so stubborn. Like, I don't like dealing with all that. You gonna see it, but nah, like 25 is that sweet spot where you still they know how to be submissive. You know what I'm saying? Yo, what's up? Yo, she trapped you, bro? Nah, she trapped you, bro? Oh, you my fault. Yeah, you is married, huh? I guess you do have kids at 35. I guess you do. Like, my bad, bro. Congratulations. I don't know. I don't do the whole settling down, like, title. Nah. I've had my time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I went through multiple relationships. My last good relationship was about 4 or 5 years. Yeah. Yeah, it was about 4 or 5 years. I didn't propose to her, but that's just because it just didn't make sense. I wasn't ready, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't going to do something I wasn't ready to do. How old was I? I was 32. Yeah, I was 32. But no, I wasn't ready for all that. Like, nah. Hey, mama, what's up? What you mean when I'm going to give you grandkids? Mom, come on now. Like, I told you the type of life I'm living. Like, I got time. I do. What? See, that's for the women. Women is on a biological clock. Me as a man, I could have kids at 50 if I wanted. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to give it to you in due time. It's just, I got to find the right woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, that, I got, like, having kids ain't nothing to, like, play with. I see my bros. I see what they go through. Like, I'm going to do it in due time. Like, come on.
Well,
My nigga.
Shout out to any man who feels that way.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Now, Monk Dan says, 37, you got time, babe. Stay in them streets. Stay in them streets, you know what I mean? Monk Dan says, oh, she playing like a man. Yeah. She was playing like a man. But hey, hey, when they're right, huh?
He ain't lying.
When they're right, they're right. Man, I appreciate everybody for tuning in to another episode on a Sunday night. Thank you for tuning in. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you're feeling this shit. Shout out to the New Jam City crew, Jam and Ram, boy.
That all up in me at one time. Don't try to make me take all that dick at one time.
Slow and easy.
He said, don't worry. I wouldn't do that to you. I would not rush all this dick up in you at one time. I'm going to take it easy on you. She said, okay, I think I can take it. So he laid down. The nigga rushed all that dick up in her.
Jammed it in there.
Jam and round.
Like Jam City.
All kind of dick up in that girl at one time.
Damn.
And took her breath some more.
Y'all boys is too good to me. But y'all will see me tomorrow night, man, no matter what. All right. So y'all have a good night. I hope y'all have a good productive week. Starting the week up. I appreciate all of y'all. All right.